Reflection on the logic of humiliation, violence, and global moral failure. In the wake of the bombing of Iran's nuclear facilities, President Trump delivered a speech that can only be described as incendiary. It was not merely an address to justify military action, it was, in essence, a promotion of violence and a deliberate humiliation of not only the Iranian regime, but of the people themselves. Many of the targeted sites were reportedly peaceful in purpose, supporting vital civilian infrastructure. Their destruction plunged ordinary Iranians into deeper hardship. A growing demand for small-scale generators reveals the toll on daily life, dragging a nation backward under the justification of forward-looking security. The speech was singular in tone, a monotone celebration of power, devoid of diplomacy, compassion, or even acknowledgement of shared humanity. There was no vision of peace. Only the logic of force. The belief that peace can be secured through violence is not only archaic, it breeds the very instability it claims to prevent. Yet if a nation like Iran can reach a point where its facilities are declared a threat to global security, the blame does not rest solely with Iran. It raises a more profound indictment: what has become of the international institutions charged with preventing this outcome? If global conventions, treaties, and mediating bodies exist to guide the relations between nations, why did they fail? And more to the point, who allowed Iran to reach such a precipice? The answer is not found in missiles, but in a decades-long silence. For over 40 years, Iran's government has systematically violated the rights of its own people, while the world looked away. These abuses were not met with decisive global pressure or principled intervention. Only when Iran was seen to pose a threat to the interests of Israel or the United States did action come swiftly. The message is uncomfortably clear: human rights violations may be tolerated, so long as geopolitical threats are contained. This is not a defense of Iran's leadership, but a condemnation of a global architecture that treats morality as secondary to interest. When regimes are punished not for oppressing their people, but for challenging power, we are no longer operating within international law. We are perpetuating a hierarchy of worth. That is not justice. It is a form of global apartheid. President Trump not only failed to uphold the values with which he entered office, pledging to de-escalate wars and engage diplomatically, he also disregarded the legitimacy of the United Nations and the entire moral framework forged after 2 world wars. No apology was offered for the civilians killed. No accountability. No law cited. Just power exercised. This is not the world I choose to inherit, nor the one I wish to leave behind. The principles built slowly through centuries, law, justice, solidarity, are being stripped away in favor of brute logic. The world is no longer ruled by order. It is ruled by the strongest. And the cost is borne not by generals or presidents, but by the child in the dark, waiting for power to return.